This poem is about the burning of witches. It's based on two separate Renfrewshire witch legends concerning the burning of 7 witches in Paisley in the year 1697, after they'd been accused of witchcraft and convicted, accused by Christian Shaw of Bargaran. Apparently, during the burning, the leg of one of the witches fell outside the fire, and one of the spectators took his stick and eased it back in, which is a fairly horrendous thing to think about. The other legend concerns a boy called Robert Semple, who lived at Beltrees, one branch of the famous Lochwinnoch Semple family settled there. Robert Semple was only 10 at the time of this witch burning, and he was determined to go and see it. His parents were aghast at the very thought and said he was too young to witness such a gruesome event, but he was so determined that they actually confiscated his shoes so that he wouldn't walk there. But he managed to escape them, and he actually walked barefoot from his aunt's house in Pollock to Paisley to see this witch burning. Apparently it had a bad effect on him because he remembered it throughout all of his life. Right in the middle of the junction of Paisley's George Street and Maxwelton Street, there's the impression of a horse's shoe, and this marks the spot where the 7 witches were burnt in the year 1697. The poem is called Tree in the Sweet, Damp Cool. After the burning, on the road back hame frae Paisley, the laddie honnelled the reeking stick gingerly atween his thumb and finger. It felt hot, but his heart was cold inside him as a pool o' glass green frae what he'd seen. He took the stick to dull shadow in the wild wood groon ahint the cabbage patch, looked at it through a lang breath, then thrust it deep into the earth a blow rank grass, with purple fox-gloved spears to guard it in the sweet, damp cool. And frae the charcoal wound in the rune shaft o't, a branch grew like a slender arm, with tender twiglet fingers street out. And always in the spring, the curling yellow catkins of the hazel would hang frae it, and shake and toss in the soft air, like gowden ringlets o' a lassie's hair. And the laddie's een would stare at the hazel tree. But there was nought to see, for she wadna come till him in the sun's light. Yet she was there, ahint the edge o' thought, and whiles, wafted on the dark airs o' his sleep, she'd slip in till him in the nicht, on the mirk cloud o' a nightmare, yellow hair, wind drifted abin her head, fire lustered een, fear-stricken, looking straight at him, slim flames licking around the arm reached out towards him like a prayer. The witch, he daurna be touched, but it was aye the same. Time and again he'd ward her off him with his hazel cane, and the shock o' her finger on it would trimmel along the wand to bond him to her in an agony o' licht, afore he lurched back frae her until the blackness out o' her sight. When the man awakened, he had mind red